man. I know you just put up to the bar, but we close.
Come on, man. You gotta be able to give me a shot, man. Come on.
You look like you need a drink, man, but I hate to tell you this, man. We about to close.
So you mean to tell me all these people out here, they got drinks and they got shots, but I can't get nothing. The bar closed that soon?
Okay, man. I don't know what else to say. I got this shorty half my age at the crib, and I'm trying to get to it. But last call was 10 minutes ago.
You know what? It's alright. Don't even worry about it.
All right. Tell you what. I'm gonna get you one drink. Does it look like you need
one drink? I can do one drink. I can do one drink. Cause I really, yeah.
Hey man, anything, man. Look like you got a lot on your mind and you need a friend right now. Pour it on me. Ain't no last calls here.
Bar Talk with Jay.
All right, welcome to Bar Talk with Jay.
Welcome.
One of the things we want to brought you by is Activate Your Mind. I bet y'all wonder, like, wait a minute, you keep talking about it. Yes, right, I got to stop because the author, the creator, the writer is in the studio.
Yes, sir.
This man helps you understand problems and gives you problem solving. Now, before he ever wrote it, he was doing this on his own and on his own time and as a good person, a spiritual good guy. So again, I back him because again, he had a vision for this, just like I had a vision for my show, and then how we really complement each other. Because it's like, yo, I want to bring people to a bar and get them to open up, pour out their problems. You know, like, yo, Jay, yeah, well, you know, with that, I got some things and some problem solving things that can help with them once they open up and realize what's going on. So tell them more about how they can fix themselves.
Okay.
After they get with me and wreck themselves.
Well, the name of my new book is Activate Your Mind. Again, my name is Stacy Kraft, and I created this book to help people help themselves.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times we go into life situations and it seems like we're alone.
Yeah.
In a lot of cases, we are alone. We don't know how to come out of these dark spaces. We don't know how to come out of these stressed spaces. Right. We don't know how to come out of these worried mindsets. And I believe that the answer to every problem starts in the mind. Mm-hmm. And so if you're not correcting your mindset, if you're not strengthening your mindset, if you're not elevating your mindset, you're not moving towards resolution. You're not moving towards fixing the problem. Mm-hmm. And so I've created a systematic approach on how to think about things in order to move you from problem to solution.
Makes sense.
We just simply need a mental system on how to realign our thinking so that we can focus on the task at hand. And many people are going to experience this book by way of just a really, really positive mindset.
Okay.
Like every chapter takes you to extreme positivity. Okay. But there are some people who are going to begin to understand what I'm sharing in this book and see that this is a process of manifestation. Mm. It's a process on how to bring something out of nothing. Mm-hmm. Right? And you know, the Lord has been telling us for years that ask, seek and you shall find, ask and the door, and you shall receive, and knock and the door shall be answered. Those are very, very real. And the introduction to every single one of those, the ask, the knock, and the seek, every single one of those is a mindset principle. I get to a place where I don't know the answer, and so now I start seeking answers. I get to a place where I feel like I have no options, and so I start knocking on the door for options. I get to a place where it feels like I'm powerless, and so I start knocking on the door to gain power. And so I just cannot wait until the world gets a hold of this book. I think it's going to nurture some spirits. I think it's going to help some people grow. I think it's going to help some people overcome some obstacles and give them some tools to reset their mind. And so I'm very excited about this project. And I thank you, Jay, for allowing me to share it here on the show. This is my life's work, and I believe it has a significant amount of relevance to the impact of the mind of man. I really believe that mankind has been missing this equation of how to think. Just imagine, Jay, you grow up in a household,
Mm-hmm.
and your mother and father, they're hardworking people.
Yes.
They get the job done in terms of they get you fed, they got a nice home, and you know, they may be able to show you some fruits, some vacations, and maybe some great gifts. But somewhere in the equation, they taught you how to worry. Somewhere in the equation, they didn't teach you how to deal with the problems. You know, you couldn't see what was behind them fixing these issues as they went through life. All you saw was, you know, they were frustrated and they talked down about something or somebody, or maybe you saw them crying, or maybe you saw them, you know, angry or always temperamental and anxious. But you never really saw the resolve they had to fix the problem. And so now you've grown up not knowing how to fix problems in your mind. That's one of the great strengths my father gave me, was at the end of every scenario, he would suggest that it's going to work out just fine, Junior. Don't even worry about it. He said everything is going to work out just fine, Junior. And he said it so many times, it began to be a part of my mentality. And so when I get into hard situations, and I've been in many, I often find myself saying, it's going to be all right. I can hear my father's word, Junior, it's going to be all right. But for those who never experienced that mindset, those who don't know how to play those tapes in their spirit, oftentimes struggle in a very deep way. So I'm just hoping that you get a hold of the copy of Activate Your Mind. You can find us on Amazon. We are all over the world now.
Yes.
In Japan and Australia and Germany and South Africa.
Pick them up, read them.
Get on Amazon and get the book, and I tell you, it's going to be magic to your soul. It's going to be something powerful to your soul. So, and thank you for your support, by the way. If you go and get it, every bit is appreciated. And so I think that's a great way to introduce our show.
Oh, yes.
This is Bar Talk with Jay. My name is Craftmatic. This is my voice, Smooth Jay.
Always in the
And we want to thank you for being with us tonight. This is just our opportunity to be leaders here in our own community. We've been doing this show 9 solid years. We've been here weekly.
Congratulations.
9 solid years. And, you know, not to mention the amount of commitment, but the amount of growth that has gone on throughout these shows. We are just grateful. We're grateful for you coming to watch us and seek us and like us and subscribe, etc. And so, you know, we got a great show lined up for you tonight. Tonight's topic is lust versus love. Lust versus love.
We need your help. We need some Activate Your Mind.
And so, as we always do, let's start the show off with a prayer and hand this over to the Lord. Heavenly Father, we come into your presence once again just to thank you for who you are. We thank you for your strength and your love and your peace and your goodness throughout our lives. We ask, Heavenly Father, that you would strengthen us and anoint us with the idea of lust versus love. Help us to get underneath the surface, Lord, and find some real, meaningful, and intelligent and wise nuggets. Let this conversation be filled with your intelligence. Guide us through this conversation, Lord, so that we get to the essence of the subject, and so that it makes sense, and that we all grow, and that we all become strengthened in our ability to love and our understanding of love. We thank you, Lord, for love. We ask, Lord, that nothing would taint it, nothing would hinder it, nothing would harm it, nothing would stand in the way of us experiencing the greatest love of all, and that is your love, the love of God. We ask, Lord, that you would be here in this show, do your good and perfect work, speak through us as you always do. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. Amen. You know, Jay,
What we got, big bro?
as I'm praying over the subject, man, I'm starting to think in my mind
All right, what's going across?
that we all need a little help with this love subject.
Yes, it started off with lust. So yeah.
This subject of love is probably one of the biggest subjects of our lives.
Okay.
Ultimately, you got to think about when people go from being born to the day that they pass, it's got to be some form of love in that equation. that keeps one moving,
Mm.
that keeps one whole and complete, that keeps one growing and fighting in life. It's got to be love. It can't be nothing else, right? Because even if you have a fighting spirit, you fight for love. You fight because you care. You fight because you know that you're bigger. You fight because it was instilled in you to go after what you love, right? And so imagine a life without love, right? And I think what is happening in many scenarios, we know that the marriage and divorce rates are high. And so that suggests that many people are dealing with this idea of love. And I think the first question we probably should ask is love enough?
Ooh, all right. Well, since you said lust versus love, the L's, I like to call them the L's.
Right.
Because again, you can take an L behind either one.
You can take a L behind either one. That's
So,
exactly right.
When I look at lust, I look at more of my younger days, and I seen somebody, and that's the person I thought was it. Okay, but that's off of sight. That's not off of conversation. That's not off of knowing. That's a pretty girl. That one right there. That look. She looked like she'd be good for me. Pretty, and in my mind, she was the right one for me. In my mind, without conversation, without no due diligence, I just picture her as a good, sweet, wholesome girl. Because I was younger. Before I say woman, I'm calling my younger years. So I went after her with a lustfulness and not a lovingness, because I lusted after her looks, maybe how she was walking, whatever little swagger that threw her my way. Okay. And then I tried to get to know her. We went out. And again, I tried to base it on things of courtship. Okay. And after a while, I start seeing that we might have been compatible or not. A lot of times we wasn't. But because of the fact that I seen her as the one, I ignored red flags. I ignored some of the things she was saying. And I just put her in the box. Okay.
Right.
And then you would say, well, she worked her way out. She never deserved to be in. I put her somewhere that she shouldn't even been, because I was lusting. I automatically cared. I automatically gave her some things with full disclosure that she didn't even see me like that.
You gave her the benefit of the doubt.
I gave her too much of everything because I lusted after. I didn't even see how much she really cared for me. All right? Because that's going to be another problem.
Y'all listen to what he's saying.
When you out here and you lusting for somebody, you're giving them up front. You might be telling them a little bit too much. You might be saying things that you will pay for and things you would do. Okay, well, for her to be taking this in, she like, well, I didn't even ask you all this, but you giving me all this. And, I don't even like you like that. But, I give it a try because of all the things that you're saying. You're putting your best foot forward, but you're putting a lustful foot forward. You're not trying to take this from a learning avenue. You're taking this as a knowing. I know this is the one. I'm going to do this for her. I'm going to do all this. You put her somewhere without even recognizing if she really fits or not.
Right.
So now, later on, you go out with her, you date her. I don't know how the relationship goes. Let's just say it goes well and y'all get intimate, okay? But now you notice she got some behaviors that you don't like.
Right.
You seeing things that you want to really see if you can get her to stop that, because that ain't working. So now you see that she don't even respect you. Now that's something that I really feel that's high on my list that I'm not tolerating. So I put her in a position that she was disrespectful, and I ignored it.
And you ignored it
because I was looking at how fine she was, and she didn't mean that. I overlooked a lot of stuff over the lust.
Yeah.
So then it became a point where other people started noticing how she was treating me. Other people was like, "Hey man, I mean, that's your girl, man, dog. The way she talk about you, okay, that's your girl. You can say so. Seems like she's from the street. I'm mad. I want to defend. I protect mine. So I'm protecting somebody that don't even claim me. Because again, I'm looking at it as a lustful eye. I want it, but she been showing me that, you know, I have other options, and you know, I like going out with you. I like what you do for me, but you know, technically, you know, I ain't say I was committed to you. You said we gonna be a couple. I never said nothing. I let you talk. So now I'm looking like a fool. I'm looking like that person said everything up, everything lovely, and then, you know, what you mean you going out with somebody else? Nobody said we in no committed relationship. You ain't put no ring on this. You was talking like we're gonna be, but I ain't never told you I'm just gonna be with you. You know, I mean, you looking controlling. You're always telling me what I can and can't do. I don't like all that. So now we are almost in our first argument, blowout argument, over the fact I was never listening, because I went in and
Never
lust.
listening.
Yeah, because I was in a lust. In my lustful stage, my hearing was impaired, bro. My eyes was all fixated on the booty, on the moving, on how she looking, what we can make together. In my head, she couldn't do no wrong. She was saying everything wrong.
Saying everything wrong.
Because I was so stuck on the vision
Right.
that I forgot the reality. I was in illusion. I was in fairy tale land. And reality was hitting me with everybody else telling me, man, I don't think she see you like that.
And you know,
Because she
sometimes
wasn't even acting that part.
the people who love us can see.
Yeah, clearly, because
They can see the whole thing, but they might not say it to you because they love you.
Mhm.
Right? Your family and your friends love you, but they don't want to see you hurt, and they don't want to hurt you.
but they can see they
They
ain't
can
right.
see. Your mama could see
Oh, they
that ain't the right
She-
kind. That ain't the right spirit.
she'll
that
be
ain't
like,
right.
okay, baby, give it time.
Yeah.
Because she already know it ain't there.
She-
Give it time,
yeah.
knowing you that time gonna either make or break you.
Right.
But when you lusting after somebody, you kind of put things in place that don't need to be.
Yeah,
in
and
place.
let's just tighten up the definition here a little bit, right?
Okay.
The word lust, the definition of lust is very strong sexual desire.
Mhm.
But I want to spread the meaning out a little bit, because sometimes it's not a sexual desire. It's just a desire to be with somebody.
Okay.
It's a desire to be with somebody who's prosperous, or desire to be with somebody who's beautiful, or desire to be with somebody who wants to be with somebody, right? Right? That's
That's
possible,
another problem, man.
right? But here's what I like. You broke it down in several ways. Liking someone without knowing them.
Mm.
And I do think it is possible to love someone without knowing them. But is love enough? Probably not.
No.
Because once you begin to know them, the love builds and the love grows on having like mind and a like spirit and a like conversation and a communion, a fellowship, a oneness between the two.
Mhm.
Now, you can love someone who you don't like. You can love them. You can have a brotherly love for somebody you can't stand.
I
Right?
mean,
And so
Yeah.
you start down this path of, oh man, I'm crazy about this chick, or I'm crazy about this dude, whatever you ladies might say, I'm crazy about them. And then you start to get to know them,
mhm,
and you now have to look beyond their looks.
mhm.
You have to go beyond the outfits and the shoes and how they do their hair. You have to go beyond, and then what you're going to
It's
start to
their
see,
hair.
yeah, you're going to start to see, do they really take good care of themselves?
Right.
You can have on the nicest shoes in the world, but if your feet toe up when you take them off, that kind of says you ain't doing what you're supposed to be doing,
What?
right? Now, you might not fall out of love with somebody because they got bad feet, but if they got bad feet, they probably got some more bad things to go with it. And that means maybe it's hygiene, maybe they don't
Ooh.
respect, maybe they don't, maybe they're selfish, maybe they talk too much or too wildly or
Yes.
too,
That lie,
off
that
the cuff, right? Maybe they lie,
Yeah.
maybe they cheat.
Mm.
And in spite of you calling yourself loving them, here's the process.
Okay, go ahead.
You call yourself loving them,
Mhm.
and then as the truth is revealed, you're starting to fall out of love with them,
Mm.
right? And so, this is the process where we all have to wake up and smell the coffee.
Mhm.
We have to wake up and see and smell the truth. And when the truth hits, the surface of life, it's not always easy to convey what you need to convey because you've actually changed your mind about that person,
Correct.
but yet you're still with them and they still think that you feel the same way about them. And so now you're creating more of a fallacy by not speaking the truth, right? To like someone and not know them is a tightrope because there's always going to be something that you don't like about a person. Now, is it going to be enough to say, I don't want them in my life anymore? Is it going to be enough for you to just totally reject them? Perhaps. I'd imagine if you dated someone who you thought was beautiful and smart and a giver and loving and passionate about life and loved the Lord, and then you find out they spent 15 years in prison just before you met them for murder, right? Or even robbery or whatever, right?
Okay,
that just might begin to throw up some red flags and say, well, what else is it I don't know about this person? Because if I knew then what I know now, I would have automatically gave him the stiff arm. I might have went out with him. I might have had a good time. We might have shared some experience, some memories, and went on a couple trips, whatever. But I wouldn't have let him in my heart.
Right. Stop.
I wouldn't have let you in my heart if I knew you had kids by 3 baby mamas. I wouldn't have let you in my heart if I knew you had a 2-year-old at home and you still ain't done with your baby mama. I wouldn't have let you in my heart if I'd have known you was a little disrespectful, you got an anger issue, or you just messy, a hot mess, right? There are some people who come down to that. When you take a step back from all that you know and you look at them, you're like, they really are a hot mess. And so now when you find yourself in that position, you have to take ownership.
Yeah.
I've been loving somebody who just ain't on my level. I've been loving somebody who just don't speak my language. I've been loving the idea of being in love more than I have been in love with this particular person. And it has caused me to get myself into a situation. I'm down in the bottom of a rabbit hole right now. Somebody got to tell the truth. Because if you don't tell the truth, it's not going to work out, right?
Now let me tell you, right there is give you to give women lust versus love. I went down that rabbit hole a couple times, right?
We all have.
Now, when we go down there, I always believe in you learn from your lessons,
right?
You know, I made choices to put me in them positions, and when you take ownership, you realize, you know, something. I led with the wrong thing, because some people say you led with the bottom head, not the top head.
Right.
Because you was just chasing you. And that's why they say you don't just run down after a wall. You just walk down, because you need to use your big head, not your little head, or whichever one you want to look at them as. You just want to take time to realize some things. So now that I don't want to run after the lust, I'm not just going to run after the love, but I'm going to look at that respect. I'm going to date somebody and get to know them. And then I'm going to grow the lust and the love and some of the rest through knowing a person. Now, I learned this one is showed me a little different, and quit being so judgmental of what I feel like I want and start understanding what I'm dealing with. I dealt with somebody that I really didn't think I was attracted to, right? And I was just talking to him as a friend. And I didn't approach them, and I didn't throw no friend line. It was just we worked together, we talked, and I always thought we was really good friends.
Yeah.
But then I realized, you know, this person always looked after me. She was always there for me, and it was like, no, I never thought about dating or anything. But you know, we start getting closer. So when a situation arises and we was able to go out, it went so well because we didn't look at each other like that, but we grew to know each other and had so much respect for one another. Then when we went out, it was a respectful thing. It wasn't no lust. It wasn't none of that. I looked at her and started seeing that she's more sexier than I thought.
Than you thought, yes.
You know, I didn't see her sex appeal because before she didn't show it because she came off a little hard because, you know, our job and what we do.
Yeah.
She wasn't really into me. I didn't show no real interest. When she started showing it, she started changing her appearance. So by the time we went out, you know, she was dressed up, tight outfit. I'm like, wow, I ain't see her like. So instead of just like, I admired. but she's also telling me how she always admired me. So the conversation went a little deeper than what it used to go, but we always had a base to go on because we always had stuff to talk about. Football. We always talked about the job, our goals, our ambition. So when we start even talking and dealing with more of couples type scenarios, we was on point with both. She was looking at some of the same things I was looking at, and it's like, wait a minute, this really can't. It's something gonna hit the wall. This ain't gonna be. So go back to her place. Things jump off.
Yeah.
It's like fire. It's like, yo, I ain't even see it like this.
Yes.
She nervous, don't want to say nothing to me because she wanted to be more me. I'm like, I ain't think it's gonna be like this. So
and you might entertain it at this point.
The next phone call we had was so fire because she was like, I gotta be honest, I didn't know it was gonna be like this. So I'm trying to be hard and be like, yeah, you should have known.
I know it.
No, it in the back. Like, yes, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm excited because I really bonded with a person that really wanted to know me and show true interest in me. And once you start feeling that, you start realizing boundaries and things that I'm not gonna keep accepting like I did before. I was accepting stuff that I shouldn't accept because I was lusting after. I didn't lust after her, but she showed me the respect, and I grew a liking big time. Right. Then I even grew a love because I could trust her.
Let me tell you what I just heard. That once a true and genuine bonding starts to take place, the lust will disappear. Because the bonding happens because we're congruent. I got some things I can hold on to you now. I know you'll shoot me straight. I know you will love me earnestly. I know you're a giver and not a taker. I know you're I'm starting to get some things where I can hold on to that. That's some stuff I can, even if I never marry you, I never keep you. I can hold on to you're a trustworthy person, and you're an honest person, and you're a respectful person, and you're a hard worker and a go-getter, and you're a giver and not a taker. I can hold on to that. So now, as I'm growing in my bond, the opportunity for real and genuine love starts to surface. It's not going to surface if you're in a lust mode, because lust has motives, a lot of motives, right? And we know what they are. She fine, I want her. I want to be with somebody. I just want to be with somebody. I'm tired of being alone. I want to be with somebody. That can be a form of lust. I'm lusting after filling a space where this person may or may not fit.
And also a problem. That's your problem.
Exactly right. So I think it's important for us all to go into any encounter, whether it's a relationship, whether it's a friendship, go in it with your heart and stop going in it with your eyes. One of the things I did many years ago, as a young man, I was a player.
I had one of those moments too. That was hard.
I could just about achieve anything I wanted to achieve at any time, right? But I was always laid back, so I didn't accomplish as much as I could have accomplished. I probably could have got myself in trouble. But I began to see that these women who I weren't staying with, they were still real women. And I had no business taking advantage of their bodies. I became convicted because I knew they were wanting something more, and I knew I wasn't going to give it to them, but I might stay with them for a little while just to get the fringe benefits.
And giving it to them.
Yeah, but I began to feel convicted.
Wow.
Because I was like, I'm hurting somebody. You know what I'm saying? What if somebody did that to my mother? What if somebody did that to my sister? What if somebody did that to my cousin? What if somebody did that to my auntie? That's not right, Stacey. So, and I have a hard time really. I'm not a liar.
Right.
I really like to come clean right out front. And I like to really kind of make things as they truly are and not set any false expectations, etc. So some of those episodes was going against my own character, but they were so fine. They were so beautiful.
Things were working out.
I was like, Woo, I know she fine, but she a little touch. She a little crazy.
Oh no.
She a little cray. You know what I'm saying? Or you
Yeah,
know what I
we
mean?
know
Or
about
she,
them.
I knew
We
she
know
was
about
fine, but she was a little, what's the word? A little fast. You know what I'm saying? She had 2, 3, 4 boyfriends in a year.
Oh my god.
You know what I'm saying?
Toxic.
So I learned early that as you enter into, for me, as I enter into any woman's life,
Mhm.
I'm going to leave it at friendship right from the very beginning.
Mhm.
I want to be her friend. And I have denied sex on many occasions because I didn't want to play into the stereotype that all men are faced with, right?
Mhm.
You just out for one thing. I wanted her to know, in spite of me not knowing her, in spite of me not fully liking her or being in love with her, I wanted her to know that I respected her as a woman first. And it became so prominent on the forefront of my mind that that's how I need to be.
Right.
I need to be a friend. I need to be somebody. And oftentimes what I would find is that they would begin making advances and trying to progress things.
Mhm.
And I knew that's not really where I wanted to go. Sometimes I played into it. Sometimes I didn't, right? But here's the point.
Go for it.
If when you're meeting new people, if you would meet them with the mindset that I'm here to build a companionship and a friendship. I'm here to get to know them. I'm here for us to nurture each other's spirit through companionship and fellowship and talking and communicating to one another. Don't go into it with the mindset that I'm finna get married. Don't go into it with the mindset I'm finna get some ass. You know what I'm saying? Don't go into it with the mindset that you're fixing to get anything. Go into it to find a common denominator.
Mm-hmm.
Go into it to find the places and spaces that you share together, how you can nurture and help one another and support one another. Some of the most beautiful relationships that I've ever had in life have been with women that I did not sleep with.
Oh my goodness, I'm gonna tell you. Right?
There's something very special about having a companion for a woman. If you're a man and you got a woman in your corner who's a companion, there is nothing like that. I mean, she looking out for you and she giving you that talk, that woman talk, that rich nourishment. Maybe it's advice. Sometimes it's just a sweet good night. You know, sometimes it's, hey, baby, how you doing? Man, I miss you. I ain't talked to you in a couple of days. You all right? You good? What, you been eating good? You know, you been taking... Because women like to ask those kind of questions. Women like to dig into your life. You take care of yourself? You all right? Or you tired? Won't you rest? You know what I'm saying? Like, she going to nurture you no matter who she is. If she's a real woman, she's going to seek to nurture you. And to have a nourishment and a nurturing woman in a man's life, and she's not your lady, it's got to be one of the most powerful experiences on the globe, in my mind, because it's just so rich without the attachment. It's so rich without, I'm not attached to what you say and what you do. I just love you for who you are, right? You don't have to do right by me. All we got to do is just be friends. And that's a beautiful thing. So if we'll put the lust away, we may be able to find the forms of love that can truly nurture your friendship, nurture your heart, nurture your life, right? Sometimes when we have confidants and people in our lives who strengthen us here, we go out and do a better job in life. We do a better job at work. We take better care of ourselves. We gonna eat right because we know this person right here would say, "Oh yeah, you definitely need to take better care." Like the good that I'm getting from this woman or from this other person strengthens me so much. I do right things in my life. Like, we need that. Fellowship is important in life, and especially a man having fellowship with a woman. Right? Now, oftentimes we never find a woman who will love us as much as our mother does. But when we find a nurturing spirit of a woman that's outside of our mother, we know what it looks like. We know what it looks like. And the same for women. I everything I'm saying applies to women, just on the opposite scale, right? It's going to be hard for you to find a man who loves you like your father.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be hard for a man to treat you like your father did. But the nourishment that you got from your father will strengthen you to say no to nonsense.
Yes.
It'll help you put up these walls of protection so you know what a real man's supposed to treat you like. You know how a real man's supposed to talk to you. You know what a real man's supposed to be doing in the world, getting his life on point and making things happen. You know a real man who can nurture a family and take care of a household and become head of my household. You know that about him. And when you know that about him, those are the times to express the love and to experience the love. But if they're anywhere in the lust equation, and women will tell you quickly, he ain't after but one thing. And as long as you see that, stiff arm. As long as you see that, women, stiff arm him. Right? Because you know he ain't up to no good. And he might just be operating on the little knowledge that he know. But you are going to have to get him straight. You be like, look, I like you, but you ain't gonna get none for a little while if you get some at all. So I need you to get off of this looking at my body and making these side comments about how you can't wait to touch me or make love to me or I'll see you one day. I need you to get off of that, and I need you to just be my friend. And if you can do that, I think we got something to hold on to. But if you can't do that, you really like all the other guys who try to holler at me in the street and in the club and everywhere else I go. Women, I think are ready for the nurturing spirit of men. We haven't been around in a lot of years. And a lot of women, even when you get that nurturing spirit, you just might not know what it looks like. You might take a loving act of a man and think of it as lust. Oh, he just trying to get in. He just trying to get in the door. Who is he going to be when he get in the door, right? And just some things to think about on the subject, Jay.
You did, but one of the things that you mentioned, and I wanted to go back to, is that woman that, I heard a lot of time on social media that a man can never be a woman's friend because he's always sitting in the cup waiting to hit. Okay? That's what people's opinions are.
Well, I mean, that's
and again, it has been shown that way.
Yeah.
I met some people in my life, in women, and I talked to them in a way that I thought I might end up dating them to sleep with them. But I realized they held themselves with high expectations.
Yes.
And they had boundaries that I respected. So
that made me want to like them more.
When I was dating them and I talked to them and I seen their boundaries and I seen how they handled themselves and I seen they went out there with multiple people, I automatically scaled down a little bit because, again, I'm more intrigued now. And now we're speaking, and it's not in any kind. Well, usually I don't start with lust anyway. I don't hold a lot of conversation just off of sex. But our conversation, whatever direction it was going, became more satisfying because that part got dropped out with me. I dropped myself out of that arena.
Yeah.
Because of the fact how she held herself. So I can't just say I didn't see her like that. I didn't want her like that. I respect her enough to stay within that boundaries. Because I liked her. I liked her enough to know that probably ain't where I need to go. But that took me to go through other relationships where I wasn't listening. Now I start listening and I start realizing that right there, I can love to respect. And if it goes somewhere, it will be off of what I would want. That respect level instead of that lust level of, it's just a body thing or a look thing.
You know what, Jay? I had a lady in my life in my late 30s, right?
Yeah.
And she and I became that friend.
Okay.
I mean, we started talking on the phone and, she'd bring me some leftovers for lunch,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying? We worked together, right? And so, because I started liking her, because we became friends before anything else, again, I'm looking at her like, I just want to treat her right. She's a sweet girl, you know what I'm saying? I'm done with the physical, all that physical chasing. I don't need that. I can go get that anytime I want. I'm looking for something deeper. So I'm nurturing this woman, my friendship, and we have been friends probably for a couple of months.
Okay.
Talking on the phone. I didn't go over her place, and she
Right.
didn't come over mine, but we just been talking and seeing each other at work and having lunch together, etc. And then one night we went out. And I never forget, Jay. It was a taco night.
Okay, Taco Tuesday.
We had tacos that night, right? I remember being in the middle of the street, half drunk, hollering, tacos! Taco!
This might not end well.
So I never touched her, never kissed her, anything, right? So On my way back to the car that night, she grabbed my hand.
Mm.
And I was like, cool. She was like, you mind if I come with you? Do you mind if I go to your house tonight? And I was like, sure. Yeah, cool. So she went back to the crib, came back to the crib, and I went and got in the house and went in the room. I showed her around a little bit.
Right.
We got to the bedroom, and she just took all the clothes off. I mean, standing there like the birth.
Wow.
Standing there like she was born. And it was beautiful. But it caught me by surprise, right? Because I wasn't expecting it.
Right. We didn't talk about this.
So ultimately, she became my girlfriend. And she became my girlfriend for a long time.
Right.
But the one thing that stayed in my mind is she'll take her clothes off. So when she got ready to move on to another dude, I knew how she was going to
Go ahead,
You know
yeah.
what I'm saying?
She kind of showed me.
Took her clothes off, right? But I love our friendship even today. We still have a friendship today, and we don't talk as much. But I got to know her before I ever touched her,
Right.
and that's the point of this conversation. We're talking about lust versus love. Lust doesn't really work. It doesn't really have an outcome to it that's satisfactory, I think, in life or to the spirit. Love has an outcome. Even a little bit of it will add significant value to your life. So we need to remove lust and begin to seek and experience more love. And I think that's the point of this whole discussion. One of the things you said, I think that makes the most sense for this conversation. We have to move out of living an illusion and face the realities.
Yes.
Now, I'm not suggesting that we look at people and we check the boxes. This person will work, this person will work. Oh, they got this, they don't got this, they got this, they don't got that. I'm not saying look at people like that, but I'm saying that sometimes people have more to give and more to offer than maybe you were looking for, than maybe you could see at a certain point. I've always talked about this in the show. We are not to throw people away.
Correct.
You don't just place a judgment on a person and throw them away because you think they're no good. Everybody is a child of God. Everybody has value. The question is how much do you let them in your world? And if they're operating on illusion and lust and surface stuff, you got to keep them at a distance. And if they get more resolve to be more righteous or more loving or more harmonious, and you find yourself letting them in, you're letting them in for a reason.
Thank you.
We don't let nonsense in for no reason. You let them come close because they show you that they will look out for you, because they show you they got your back, because they show you they're not after one thing. And those are the kinds of people that we need to hold on to. We may not need to bring them all the way into the inner circle, but many of them are worth keeping, to know and to have and to love from afar.
Yes.
Never forget that lust causes blindness. It causes you not to listen. But at some day, the truth, on one day, sooner or later, the truth is going to tap you on the shoulders. Okay. I have often wondered, as we move toward closing here, I have often wondered how many marriages happen because of lust. How many people meet, and we all know this has happened. Mm-hmm. You go somewhere, maybe you go out of town, or maybe you meet somebody, and you kind of hungry for that space to be filled in your life, and so you bring them in, and you end up having sex. Sometimes inside of 2 or 3 days or a couple of weeks, you end up having sex, and the sex is good, and the sex brings some movement about your relationship. It brings some stirring of your spirit. You feel like you got it again. You feel like you got somebody who cares about you. You feel like you got something, right? And then you move on into, well, you get engaged, and then you see some problems. Mm-hmm. You see some red flags, but you ain't calling them out because the D's so good. Mm-hmm. You're getting demonetized. You know what I'm saying? You move on into a marriage. And 2 years into the marriage, you wake up
unhappy
from the illusion. You wake up from the illusion and you realize that the stuff that they're doing to get us on your last nerve, they were doing it from the very day you met them. They're not any different. You just accepted them on that level. So now you are married because you were engaged in a significant amount of lust. Some people don't want to look at it and see the reality of that, but we know a lot of times it happens.
More than we want to talk about.
That lust phase moves on into what a lifetime relationship, and when you wake up, it's too far. You're too gone, and you've made too many advances to try and turn around. But sometimes you have no choice but to turn around because you are too incompatible. You can't even hold a conversation together. We see married couples in restaurants not talking to each other at all. I don't know what that's about. I can figure it. I've been there before. You've been with somebody and you go out and you both got some mad stuff going on about each other. And so you just got to sit there and have dinner and you don't even talk to each other. Yeah. And I tell you, there's too many relationships moving into advanced places of love that have no business in advanced places of love. So I'm encouraging you folks to speak, seek, and reach for love only. Let the lust be gone. They look good, but they might not be right for you. They might have some stuff you want and some stuff that'll bring your life up a little bit, but they're not good for you. They might talk a good game, but they're not good for you. They might be fine, but they're not good for you. They might got money, but they're not good for you. Time to face the reality before you get in trouble. And I think that's the essence of this subject.
Yes. I would say, in the future, we might do a part 2 with this. Okay. I think it's enough stuff that we can go back into, but we ain't going to prolong this one because, again, this one right here, I want to challenge everybody to take this segment, go back to activate your mind and find some of the positive things that we're talking about. Because, again, I started off with a word of lust, and, again, it's not a good word. It's more in a sin. But my whole thing with lust, if you go with like and you searching after somebody, and for the physical attributes, I want you to start looking at them and learning them for themselves. So I'm taking something and I can make it more of a learning thing because now I have boundaries myself now because I know me. So now I can take that and then I don't have to run with the lust. Then I can get to know a person and now we can grow. And I will hope to grow in a way where I will see them as that person. And I will want them. I don't have to just lust for them. I want them. I want them to be in my life because of the fact that now it is enriching by their goodness, their good acts, their great deeds. And now at this point, I'm seeing love in a way that is romantic and nice compared to a chase after a sight.
There you go. So in the book, Activate Your Mind, there's a topic called Great Friends. And at the end of the overview of the topic, I create a set of what I call mental equivalents. And I'm going to end the show tonight with, here are the mental equivalents that you should have when it comes to love. And I'm going to declare them as though they're mine. Okay. So this is another reason I'm encouraging you to get the book so you can declare these over your life. I declare close companionship, close companions. Okay. I declare trusted alliances. Okay. I declare reliable confidences. I declare faithful comrades. Mm-hmm. I declare a kindred spirit. Mm-hmm. I declare true friendship. I declare enduring relationships. I declare trustworthy people over my life. Mm-hmm. I declare loyal friends. I declare people in my life that give from the heart. Okay. I declare that people in my life always are there to support and to help and to give and to share. I declare fun-loving associates. Mm-hmm. And I declare that the people in my life go the extra mile. I just gave you a set of mental equivalents over great friends. And I think those attributes, if you begin to speak them and expect them and understand them and desire them, you'll begin to attract them into your life. Can we say any more than that, Jim?
No, that's the great way.
That's
get
how
them
you
to understand why I said activate your mind.
That's how you can have great friends in your life and great companionship is you speak it over your life.
Say it. Say it. Say it. All right.
Folks, this has been Bar Talk with Jay.
Yes.
My name is Craftmatic. This is my boy Smooth Jay.
Yes.
And we want to thank you for being with us tonight. Again, just our opportunity to be leaders here in our own community. We hope that you have enjoyed our programming tonight. We hope you've learned something. We hope you've got something meaningful and nurturing for your spirit. We're here every Thursday from 7 to 8, Facebook Live. We're on all other major platforms. Just look for Bar Talk with Jay, and you will find us. Over 9 years of show, 400 some odd shows, maybe close to 500 shows. Like, share, subscribe, and continue to come back. Never forget that we do this because we love you and we appreciate you. And with that, we are out.
You know, last calls here.
Bar Talk.